Hi there and welcome to the channel. It's been a while since I've done one of these talky ones, so I apologise, but I've done another one. I've got quite a lot of stuff on the bench that I'm working on generally. I haven't really told you about any of it lately, so I'm going to tell you about this Pajero, which I was really disappointed with, to be honest with you. Put back on eBay, didn't get any interest, and decided to keep in the end and try and fix what I saw as its problems, which were many. I wasn't expecting, like an Axial style performance, crawler sort of thing, but I was expecting better than I found, which was shonky. But I think I can make it work in a way that I'm going to enjoy, and it looks good. It's going to change color, so we can take the body off and show you what I've done already and what I'm planning to do, because you can't stop me. You can't. No, don't press. So one of the biggest disappointments with this was the amount of play in everything. Basically, it's still there in the steering. You can see the steering servo up there. That's not moving. Look at that. That's all just play without the servo even moving. That's terrible. And it was like that everywhere. To be fair to Tamiya, I've realised not all of it was Tamiya's fault. A lot of it was in these links, which aren't stock. It was the rod ends. These nice looking shiny rod ends. They're just absolutely terrible. There's so much play in the end of those. So I swapped all of these out just for plastic ones at the moment, plastic balls. I think I've got a video I can show you in here of the play before, but now there's nothing. See? I also had to shim these nice looking arms on there, which is one of the reasons I bought this. So I've shimmed in there and there. I think it was about 6mm of play. There's like one left now. That's steering. You can see that's, look, the other wheel's not moving. Look at that. That's terrible. It just means you can't center it when you set this car up. You center the steering and then it just wanders off to the left or the right, because you can never get this actually pointing straight. So I do have coming a metal upgrade for this, because a lot of the problem is this bar. So the upgrades add a thinner bar to go through, so it sits more firmly in a bearing, which is a better idea. I don't know why Tamiya didn't do it. I've already replaced the servo saver they put on there as well to add even more slop to the whole system. The ESC it arrived with is appropriately awful. Just been testing it with this old Axial one, which was out of a Wraith, I think, an old Wraith. But I've just realised it's got no drag brake on it, so I'll swap that again for something else. The motor, Tamiya put these in, just their bog standard silver can things that they put in buggies and fast cars. This is already wildly overgeared. Quite why they put these in, I don't know. It's stupid. It won't crawl. So that was really my other big problem, bar all the disappointing slop in the chassis, was the gearing, which under here, this is all, let me turn this over. All of this is gearing, massive plastic gears in there. I don't know why they did this. Completely unscaled. It's like they're trying to make a robot that looks like a car or something. It's a very odd approach. I know this is old beef and so, but you can't, what I've done is fit a reduction gearbox in here. And it doesn't fit normally. This is obviously where the battery should live. Batteries slide in the side. So there's no room, but you can see I've cut through there because there's a wall straight through normally, and this bit is raised. So I've cut out enough room to fit a reduction box on the end of the motor, which is a 45 turn. This silver bar here is a spacer I made. This one fit the reduction box, but the Cross RC one, this what do you call that? This shiny, pointy post. That's longer, so I had to grind it down, but I didn't want to take 3mm off, which is what I would have had to have done to make this fit. So I made a 1.5mm spacer and took 1.5mm off the end of that. So it fitted. This is a 3-to-1 reduction box. With a 45 turn now, it's probably too slow. I'll probably switch this to a 35. Tamiya being Tamiya, you can't just fit any pinion. This is the 16 tooth, I think, and you can go to either a 20 or a 22, I think, but that's it. It's either or. So here it is now, as I say, bound to the GT5. It's on 3S there. So I haven't got any film of it running as it was, but if you're familiar with CC01 chassis, you can see this is much slower wheel speed than they normally manage. It's not actually quite enough right now. I think it's going to need a bit more, so 35 turn in there will be my first change on that, possibly the pinion afterwards. So that should be a lot more useful for crawling, or just general trailing, to be honest, just a bit more control. These wheels and tyres, they're going, well, they don't look so bad. The writing's nice and everything, but I think they made them out of wax, maybe out of wood and varnish. Look at this. They make the worst, like the cheapest eBay. I can't even bend it. The cheapest eBay knockoff tyres look like they're made of sponge. It's incredible. They're rock solid. Don't grip anything. I don't know why they did it. Anyway, those are going to be changed for these. These are actually slightly smaller tyres. I like these tyres. These were cheap. And so were the wheels. They're a bit jeepy, the wheels, but they're what I've got. They're 1.55s, ever so slightly shorter. But they're quite grippy. They'll help. This came with it. This is massive. I think it might be like an aircraft one. I'm not really sure, but it does bind with the GT5, so that's staying. I'm going to keep that. Probably live up in the front. I think I'll put the battery in the back, even though it's not ideal for weight, but I can trim those down. I can't find out what these are for. If anybody knows what those are for, I'd love to, let me know in the comments, because all the pictures I can see, there's nothing screwed into those. And they just, I don't know. But I'm going to just trim them down flat, put a little square of styrene. I'll just make a battery tray. Anyway, can't find the styrene, whatever. Another brilliant performance barrier from Tamiya here is this. You see these location points for the rear arms. Obviously, you can imagine as that scrapes over the ground, it's just a brilliant place to hook up on a rock. Stupid. I'm not expecting massive performance out of this. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it for the IFS because I kind of wanted just scale, not particularly amazing performance, but there's scale and then there's just stupid. That's just stupid. But I've hopefully solved that, or the people who made this have. Some underbody armour, which will bolt straight on there and make one nice smooth panel. It was brilliant, so it should be able to slide over the stuff. That was cheap as well. Can't remember, about £8 or something like that. And there's a front plate as well. I probably fit too. It's quite nice. Stainless steel, a very presumably low grade stainless, given the stains. But I don't mind. It looks like it will fit and solve the problem. Body wise, I've just stripped it down because I'm going to repaint it. I don't mind the red. It's not amazingly painted. The white plastic should be silver, and I don't think it looks too bad, but it's a bit odd. yeah, it's not the best. I wouldn't mind. The worst thing, and I pushed it out now, is instead of fixing this hole, which is presumably for an aerial, which is super Tamiya, he just filled it with hot glue and painted over it, and it looked rubbish. So I've pushed that out, and I'm gonna fix that properly with some filler, sand it flat, and I'm gonna paint it. I'm not 100% sure what color I'm gonna go with. One of the reasons the other reason I've decided to repaint it is I've already got a red LC80 and this looks a little bit similar, so I want this different. One issue I'm going to have are these lights. The previous owner, builder, has cut out the lights from the body and then formed lenses of sorts with hot glue, stuck LEDs in the back and painted them orange, so these are actually holes. So I was thinking, I'll sort those lenses out, they look a bit wonky, but see, this is still body under there. I sanded through there to check. You can see the white, but that is actually hot glue. This is another problem. The windows are smoked. It's just, there's plenty of room for an interior, but it's just black. It's pretty heavily smoked, so it's like that when it's on the model. What I might do is basically open the front windows. I've scored where I'd need to cut for that. Just take those out. Maybe that'll let enough light through that the windscreen won't look odd. Obviously replacing these wouldn't be too hard with like just clear Lexan. There's quite a curve in 2 dimensions on that, or in two planes, whatever you want to call it, so that would be hard to replicate. I know Loops did a clear version of this for some stupid price, and unfortunately Loops is not even going anymore. They've shut down, so that's not even an option, even if I was prepared to pay the money, which I'm not, for just some clear plastic. I think Tamiya do a Lexan Pajero. I'm just wondering if that is actually the same shape, and I could cut a windscreen out of a clear body and it would fit. I don't know, has anybody tried that? Let me know.